So my fiance moved into the house with me about 3 weeks ago, or almost 4 weeks ago now, and all we've been doing is watching movies, and most of them are things that I have already reviewed. And we are actually doing a theme week where I kind of got overwhelmed by how many things I wanted to show her and how many things we wanted to show each other. So we decided to write down a bunch of subgenres and genres and tear them up, put them in a cup, pick from that cup, and have my kids draw a genre every week. And our first week was Asian week. Our second week was 80s slashers. And our third week right now is Arnold Schwarzenegger week. This one is primarily me because she hasn't really seen anything with Arnold in it. And so I just wanted to talk about something. I haven't done a video in a while. And what happened is, because of that, her moving in, but also because on 80s Slasher Week a week ago, we recorded an hour-long video together, and the audio was useless. And I was so fucking upset about it. I was so angry. I was just like, I just don't know if I can do this anymore. This is so goddamn ridiculous. But I cooled down, and I was like, you know what? Screw it. Let's talk about Total Recall. I didn't take any notes or anything, so I'm winging this even more than usual. I got the 4K copy just the other day for this week, and it just so happened to get picked really quick. We have like 50 fucking genres and subgenres in there, so I did not know when this was coming, but this is currently on Amazon for $13. What a pickup. So absolutely got to get this one. And I got this Jaws shirt at Walmart for like $7 the other day, so this one's cool. It's got the freaking shark on the back and everything, so real cool. This transfer is beautiful. I highly recommend the upgrade. My old one that I used to have is comes in a tin, and the tin is of Mars, and you open it up and it's got the disc inside. I have it somewhere, but that was the one I've had forever. But it was time to upgrade, and it was absolutely worth it. Now the director's name, Paul Verhoeven, is that? Am I even close on that name? I don't fucking know. I've always thought that's how you've said it, but let's see, Verhoeven's. Yeah, Verhoeven. It's got to be that. Anyway, so now we watched Predator first, then the Terminators 1 and 2, and then True Lies, and this. I think that's all we've watched this week. We haven't had a lot of time. But she wasn't huge on Predator because she was like, it's this like super guy movie, and I was like, honey, oh my god, this is so great. And she was just like, I don't know, it was fine. But then she loved Terminator 1 and 2, and she loved True Lies, and she loved this, so I can let it slide. I guess Predator, when I was watching it, I was like, yeah, this really is like the ultimate guy movie. Holy shit. But anyways, Total Recall. So, I was telling her when I was talking to her about Arnold's career, I was like, he's not that bad of an actor. Like, I've seen bad acting. I've watched a lot of low-budget garbage in my life, so I've seen horrible acting. I think for what he's asked to do in these films, from Terminator to Predator to whatever, while he can come off as cheesy and while his acting isn't great, I think it fits the films that he's in pretty damn well. I will say his acting does seem a little off in this one, but still, the movie's still great, and it doesn't hurt the film, and I don't dislike him in it at all. I was just noticing that he's a little more stiff in this one in certain scenes and lines. But maybe I was just being a little too critical. Maybe it was the 4K. I don't know, but I was really noticing it in this. But is it more than usual? The typical Arnold? I noticed it, so maybe, but whatever. It's just a subtle, minor, little thing. Didn't hurt the film in the slightest for me. This was such a great rewatch. I think what's so fantastic about this movie, outside of Rob Bottin's amazing practical effects that he has in this, which honestly rival The Thing. I was watching this like, damn, The Thing gets so much credit for its practical effects and his work, but I feel like this one's kind of never discussed with his other stuff. Now, he's done plenty of other things as well, of course, and I'd have to watch them all back to back to really say what my favorite is, but Total Recall, man, it really has some amazing effects in it. Like, legit amazing shit. So, I don't know. Is it better than The Thing? Is it comparable to The Thing? What do you guys think? But anyways, getting back to what is making this film so great is, of course, the left open to interpretation, and I feel like there's a few different ways you can take this movie. The obvious one being that he got exactly what he paid for. He got the ultimate vacation through Recall, and this was just it, and we saw it that way. And I think that's the easiest way to see this movie. But that doesn't really explain how he was dreaming of the girl before he went. Now, Kaylee pointed out that we might just be seeing an unreliable narrator kind of thing here. We might just be seeing the screen through his eyes because he's already been drugged by that point when he does see her on the screen. Once he's picked the brunette, athletic, what's the other one? Sleazy. Yeah. So we see her on the screen, and it matches the girl in his dream. But I feel like that's a good explanation. Is he was been drugged by the time he looks up at the screen and he sees her. I think that all lines up. So I think there's a good argument, because he explains her pretty well. He explains her pretty much, right? Now, is it really just his consciousness that fills in that blank and makes her look like that because he's in control to a degree? And if he is in Recall, is that doctor who comes and talks to him real on the outside? And is he now kind of stuck in this psychosis forever? Will he ever wake up from his dream? Will he ever want to wake up from his dream? I've been actually having that conversation a decent amount recently because I was talking about the Quest 2, the Oculus Quest 2 with clients. And there is that debate of, whether or not we should live in virtual reality versus reality. And I'm always on the side of your reality is whatever you tell yourself it is. So if you have a virtual reality headset on and the world in there is fantastic and you're loving your life, and then someone takes you off of it and you hate your life on the outside, the virtual reality life is better and the one you should be living. I don't think something, is real just because it's technically real, right? Like, it comes down, and I don't think also it's like which one better, I guess, but wouldn't you want to live the better life? Like, I've said this before, but in The Matrix, when Neo's pulled out of the fucking Matrix, he looks around, and I've said before, I completely understand Cypher's point in that movie of like, ignorance is bliss. Put me the fuck back in. Erase my memory. I don't want to remember selling my crew out. I don't want to remember any of that shit. I just want to be rich and famous, and you can make all that happen. And I see this steak, and I know it's fake, but I don't care. Like, it's real to me, and that's good enough. And 100% I'm with him on that. I don't think I'd sell them out, maybe, but living in the conditions that they live in versus the fake world. But if it's that real, fucking put me in the Matrix, 100%. I don't want to wake up. If I'm in the Matrix right now, keep me in here, because I don't want to wake up to some desolate wasteland of a world where machines are trying to kill me at every turn, and I'm like living down by the Earth's core and it's hot as fuck and absolutely not. I don't want to live like that. So if Quaid is in a dream here and he got the girl and he's on Mars and he's always been obsessed with it, and he's now the savior and the hero and the spy who saved a planet and beat the bad guy, the fucking politician who is keeping the resources from people, right? So that he can charge money and that he can be in power. I mean, this is pretty typical, and I definitely think it's very believable. If the powers that be right now had access, and I'm sure they probably do to an extent, to good, free, clean energy and whatnot, they'd be like, fuck that. They'd bury that shit for sure, because they can make way more money off of gas. That's a whole different topic that we can get into, but I'm going to skip on past that. But yeah, why would he want to wake up? Inception deals with this as well. The guy talks to Cobb about, who are you to tell them what's reality? Like, I'm with that, and that's this. But there's also the argument that he really was, this other guy who set himself up to try to take out the resistance, and that was the only way they could get past the psychics and the mutants, and that led them straight to Quado, and they killed him in Quado. Oh my god, that thing is so freaky looking. That thing is so fucking wild looking. And then you got Coach Snyder from Nightmare on Elm Street too, as his twin brother. It's almost like he's got a Belial still attached to him from Basket Case. But man, just kudos to Rob Bottin for this shit, because that every effect in this, all the like him pulling the tracker out of his nose, the woman's head coming apart and his face inside, and that stuff is all like, yes, you can tell it's not really Arnold, but damn, it's good. Damn, it's so good. He does such fantastic work in this film. I was really honestly blown away by it. And of course, this film features the coldest line in American fucking film history when he tells his wife, Sharon Stone, who's fucking beautiful in this movie and so young, and I forgot how beautiful Sharon Stone was, but she says something like, remember, we're married or some shit, and then he shoots her in the head, and he's like, consider that a divorce. That line, man, that line is so funny. That line is so fucking great, and it's cold as ice. It really is. So much so that you could put some rods into it and create an atmosphere for Mars. Yeah, but we talked about this film for a good while after, and she was making a lot of good points. She was like, the guy specifically says blue skies on Mars. I mean, how could it turn out that way if the guy didn't program it that way? And that's good evidence. I think the evidence is overwhelming that he is in recall. And the ending is like, I just had the worst, thought, maybe this is all a dream. And she's like, kiss me before you wake up. And I think that's him waking up. I think the credits and the light is him waking up. That's kind of just showing us that it really was recall. But you can also think that he is an actual spy, that he was this Hauser guy before who, came up with this genius plan. And I like that. It's really cool. And I like the diversion, the deception of that guy coming in and telling me he's wrong. And I like, now if he is going to recall, it is odd that his friend gives him all those weird looks. But I think he's just trying to be protective over him, and I think that that seeps into his mind, and he has some ability to manipulate the story that he's being implanted with, and so his friend's weird reaction to him is why he made him a killer. You know, um, so I guess that would make sense on why. Oh, and then we got to talk about the three-titted girl. It's funny, they change. So like when they first show them, they look fake. But then when the guy's like fondling them, the cab driver, Benny, they look real. They look like legit three like human tits in a row. It's interesting, and then they show them again, and they look fake. So I don't know why they look so real in one shot and not the others, but that's what it looked like to me. Seeing a bunch of people dying for oxygen and just laying there is rough. It's rough. That's just evil. And when what's his fucking name? Oh shit, I'm blanking on the bad guy's name right now. But they're like, oh, they're all gonna die. You gotta turn on back to the oxygen. It's like, fuck them. It'll be a good example for everyone else. That guy is cold as ice, man. It was as cold as Arnold's freaking consider that a divorce line. So, really good stuff there. Michael Ironside, of course, is a great villain. I don't know if I've ever seen Michael Ironside as like the good main protagonist of a film. I'm sure I have, and I'm just completely blanking it on the top, like off the top of my memory. But I've seen him in a good amount of stuff, and I want to say he's typecasted as the villain, and he plays it so well. I completely understand why they would do it, but I can't think of any time I've seen Michael Ironside as like the lead protagonist of a film, and he's like a good guy. It exists, 100% it exists, and I'm going to slap myself as soon as I turn this off and then look it up and be like, oh, duh. But off the top of my head, I'm not coming up with much. Sharon Stone is great in this. The girl that's with him in this, who is the partner in Falling Down, right? Robert Duvall's partner in Falling Down. Is she the girl that's also in Running Man? It's been a while since I've seen Running Man, but I think it might be. Let's compare names really quick. If this one has the names, I'm not seeing them on. Oh, here we go. Rachel, yeah, Rachel Ticotin, and this one is Maria Alonso. Huh. Maybe she got married? I don't know. For some reason, I swear I thought this was the same chick, but am I fucking out of my mind? But Running Man, hopefully, we'll watch tomorrow. But, yeah, this one's such a classic. This one's so great. And I will, honestly, this is another one. And I just bought the Blu-ray on eBay tonight, so I'm going to give it another chance here soon. But I saw the Total Recall remake. The Colin Farrell, Bryan Cranston, Kate Beckinsale, Jessica Biel, fucking list goes on and on, star-studded. I saw that in theaters, and I really enjoyed it, and then I came out and everyone hated the shit out of it. Now, I think that's one of those movies that is hated on mostly because of how beloved the first one is, and people compare too much, and they're like, oh, it's nothing like the original, or like, whatever. I enjoyed the hell out of that movie. I remember really enjoying it, and I will rewatch it soon enough and gauge my opinion, from there. But as of right now, my memory is that I liked that. Who has seen the Total Recall television series that actually had like a movie too, called Total Recall 2077? And I think there was like a movie before, or I think it's before the show, something with like dreams or something inside. I was looking it up tonight. Yeah, I could definitely watch a show. I just don't really know what it exactly would be about. But anyone ever watch that show? I think it's from like 97 or 99. Um, I've never watched a single second, but every single episode, including the movie, is on YouTube. So if you type that into YouTube, there will be like a playlist of like 21 things, and it's every single episode, which is pretty cool because I can't seem to find it anywhere else. So there's an option to watch it. Um, let's see, what else? The film's just great. Honestly, I don't know much more what to say about it. Love the "Get Your Ass to Mars" line. There's a lot of great lines. There's a lot of great. The film is just very ambitious, and it's very big, um, and it's really a great watch. There's so much to like in this film. It really is one of Arnold's better films, and just such a cool science fiction film. I mean, Verhoeven made, if that's how you said it, I apologize if I'm saying that wrong, but I think that's correct. He made this and RoboCop and Starship Troopers. Like, that's just like the perfect fucking triple feature right there. Like, all those movies are just these like cool ass science fiction with great gore and kills and wild imaginative sequences, and they feel big, and I just love them. I love them all three of them, and hopefully I'll get to the RoboCop films with her soon enough. But yeah, I mean, of course, I'm sure I'm forgetting other things, but I think all the practical effects, all the makeup on everybody, the mutants, and Benny's arm when he pulls it out, he takes the hand off and he has like this alien arm and stuff. That shit's remarkable, man. It's so cool. It's so realistic, and they've got all these cool cars and the Johnny Cab. The Johnny Cab scene is really funny when the Johnny Cab like asks him for the money and he's like, blow me or something, and then the thing like freaks out and tries to kill him and blows up in the wall, and the thing starts laughing. That was creepy. That was almost as creepy as Quato. uh, it's a weird scene, but really funny. I laughed out loud. And yeah, there's great lines, there's great moments. It's just a fucking great film from beginning to end. So yeah, anyways, it was fun. And I haven't made a video in a long time, so hopefully the audio took on this. Otherwise, I'm going to be so upset. But whatever, moving on.